And then we're gonna make her head. And I've done I've done the same head tutorial in pretty much all of my topper tutorials, but you know, just in case you haven't watched those, start out with a piece of fondant, roll into a ball. Make sure it's big, but not too big. My heads tend to be a little bit on the bigger side because my figures are a little cartoony in proportion, and that's just how I like them. So some people have commented that they don't like the bigger heads. Well, just make smaller ones. So we've got an oval. That's how we start. And to make the chin, we're just going to take the thumb and the two fingers for where the eye sockets are going to be, and just pull forward a little bit. And that basically gives you the basis of your face. And then we use a small ball tool. Make sure you don't put the eyes too high. The eyes should be in the middle of the face, not up here. So eyes are down here. Making two little places for the eye sockets. And then to make the nose, it's the same process like we do anything else. You're going to push towards the part where you want to be pointy. And then once you got some, just pinch it out. I want the nose to be teeny tiny. It can be difficult with fondant, but just small enough. Okay. And then I'm going to give the bottom a little pinch to define the chin. I'm going to use this tool right here to make a place where I want the two cheek lines to be. And then I'm going to make a smile like that. And you could just leave it like that if you wanted, but I'm going to give mine some teeth. I'm going to open up her mouth a little bit. And then put a teeny bit of gum glue in there. And a little bit of white fondant. Just roll it flat and drop it on the ground. Just try that in. Roll it flat like this, and then put it right in there like that. Then use your tool to press it in like so. So that's nice and flat. And then I use this tool to go right in at the corners and create a little indentation, kind of like that mimics your smile and how your cheeks work. Okay, and do the eyes. Use my small ball tool to make some holes. I'm trying to do this so you can see and so that I can see. Just like that. Make sure they're even. And then a little bit of gum glue again. Put just a teeny bit of white in each eye. And And I'm just using my medium-sized ball tool to kind of flatten out those whites there. And make a little bit of pink for her lips. I just took a little bit of ivory and a little bit of red. Just gonna mush that together. Pink. I'm also going to put a little hole right in the bottom, just kind of as prep here. Kind of keeps her head kind of all the same shape while I'm working on it. A little bit of gum glue and very, very thin, skinny piece of fondant for the bottom lip, like that. Don't worry about it being crooked or weird. You can always fix it with your tool. Like that. And the same thing for the top lip. Perfect. Okay, maybe not. That. Just pressing it into the corners. Just keep working with it until you feel happy. I feel like that looks pretty cute. I'm going to add her eyes in her. So take a small amount of blue, like super small. Get your whites of the eyes just slightly damp. I just do the whole, all of her eyes, like over the tops and everything, because we're going to be adding eyelashes and things too. I think I need to be this way more. So a little bit of blue. She's got pretty blue eyes. Just about as small of a piece as you could possibly manage. That right in the center. Oops, wrong one. Smush that down. Another very, very small piece. Make sure it's even. And then an even smaller piece of black, or if you have an edible marker, you can use just like a dot from the edible marker. Just teeny tiny bit. Come on, come on. Yep. One is not exactly round. Trying to make sure she's not cross-eyed. That would not be good. And then the same process like we do for the lips, where you just take a tiny, tiny small amount, a little bit, roll it between your fingers until you get about that much. and we're going to cut it in half with our X-Acto. So we got half on the X-Acto here. Focus. Focus. Right there. So the skinny part is going to go by the middle part of her eye, or the inside, and the thick part goes on the outside. So then use our tool to kind of smooth it and guide it. Make it look nice. Flatten it out. You could do this in brown or red if you wanted to, but in general I do black just because women usually wear mascara. And I just grab the other one with the tip of my X-Acto. Put that on there. It's like kind of like applying false eyelashes. Okay. Every time I do a figure, they're always different. They always, like, I couldn't do a face the same probably even if I tried. So luckily, everybody's faces are different. And that works out conveniently. So I'm just kind of flattening the bottom part of her eye because she's smiling. And when you smile, the bottoms of your eyes get squinty. And that's kind of how you look happy. Okay, that looks pretty good. Oh, I almost forgot her nostrils. Just 2 little dots. You don't have to put those in, but and I kind of go around a little bit. Just show around. And then for her eyebrows, this gal has kind of reddish blonde hair. So again, we're going to take a small amount, roll it into a thin piece, cut it in half like we did the eyelashes, but we want it to be a little bit longer this time. I know you can't see it, but I'm going to show it to you. So we got our long skinny piece here. And this time the thick piece goes on the inside. Which looks like Spock right now. I'm going to use our tool to flatten it down and curve this tip. Like that. And then do the same thing to the other. Make sure they're roughly in the same place. That looks great, right? I always get a kick out of how these faces look when you're still just working on them. They have one eyebrow or no eyebrows or no ears, no hair. It's kind of hilarious. Right? Constantly just be checking, making sure that things look symmetrical. Make sure her forehead is not too flat or misshapen. Everything's looking good. So her eyes are in the center of her head. Her mouth looks good. Lips look good. Eyes look good. She doesn't look cross-eyed. So I'm going to go ahead, take her off of this stick. Put a little bit of gum glue on the neck. Go ahead and press her on. And make sure I didn't misshapen her head too much. Make sure it's still nice and cute. Press on. So I'm going to roll this into a long, skinny shape here. Figure out about how long. Pretty skinny. So the first thing we're going to do is make her hand by pinching the end flat and defining where the wrist area is. So, and then, so when you're measuring, her arm should go about to her mid-thigh. Elbow is about at the waist. So that's how you gauge about where that is. Kind of thin out where her elbow arm. And then about how tall up to here is going to be. That's where the top of her arm is going to be. And we're just going to pinch that off. We don't want it to be too thick at the top because we're going to add some sleeve material. Taking a little bit of blue, flattening it out. Just wrapping that around the very top. Like so. That's going to be your sleeve. Like that. And then I'm going to put one cut right in the center. Can you see? So I put one cut right there, the hand. And then we're going to cut out that corner. And that's going to be her thumb. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 cuts to make her fingers. And then gently roll each finger to just get rid of some of the rigidness. Like that. Bring the fingers together. Put a little gum glue on the side here. Make sure her elbow is kind of defined, just so that it doesn't look too straight and weird. Just slip that right into that hole that we made. And I usually glue the arms to the sides, just because I ship my toppers, and so I don't want them to break off in transport. So I'm kind of show like that. So I'm going to do the other arm and let her head firm up a little bit, maybe like half hour, and finish her hair, and then she'll be done. Two colors here. I'm just going to start off with a little bit of both. And she has sort of shoulder length hair. So I'm going to start with the longest part first. So the first part is the very bottom of her hair. Just going to smash this piece out. Take our tool. Just kind of give it some lines. That part off. I've already wet the back of her head a little bit and her shoulders. I'm just going to attach that fuzzy. Attach that just right around the bottom, just like that. I'm just going to kind of drape that over her shoulders naturally. Just to kind of finish off the last little part of her hair. There we go. And there she is. She's all done. She looks pretty cute. You can see her features. Now you can just put her into the cake easily and she'll stand up. She's not going to sink into the cake at all. If you feel nervous, you can put straws. You can put a straw around her, the base like this. So make this the height of the cake. So like if the cake was this tall, then you would trim it off so that it was level with the top of this. And then you would put this into the cake like that. And then this into the straw, and that will help support it. But I generally don't need those. So usually this will work. So hopefully you enjoyed this standing topper tutorial and you learned a lot. And you can apply this knowledge to making a male. Just leave off the boobs. It's really easy. So, and then if you need help with like the male features, watch my other tutorial, how to make a sitting male figure. And I can show you how to make like the face and all that stuff. But the body is basically the same. Legs, torso, arms, head. So hopefully you learned a lot and you liked this tutorial. If you liked it, please leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel, and I put out tutorials as much as I can. Find me on Facebook. I answer questions. I interact with people, post photos of your cakes that you've done, toppers that you've done, all that kind of stuff. And you can find links in my description. Again, my name's Liz Merrick. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching.